This is Sonia. This is also Sonia. Well, not really. And this is also Sonia. Let me explain. So this is, or was, Sonia at the time. This is actually the first time I've drawn her. I created her on a whim one day in lunch in middle school, and she became the blueprint for Aiko. She actually didn't have a name at the I actually lied, she did have a name, I just kind of forgot. Anyways, I actually don't really remember when I created or gave her the name. I just know I looked it up. Yeah, I looked it up online. I was like, Japanese names. Oh god, it's so bad. But anyways, Echo, she definitely was drawn so many times, so many different versions of her, I feel like. Like, the lines are really blurred between when I drew her like this and when I drew her like this. We don't talk about that. We actually don't talk about this one. So the reason why her name is Sonia is still technically Sonia. She is Sonia. It's not because she's the predecessor of the current Sonia. It's because her name is actually Sonia. Like, so Aiko was not her original name. It was because I named her that, but then I started developing a backstory, and her name was Sonia formally. Like, she changed it because she wanted to hide her identity. And no, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not telling you her backstory, and you just have to deal with it. So now we're going to talk about Leona a little briefly as well. She also had the same situation basically, where the rose tinted glasses wore off. I was like, you know what? Aiko's not the vibe. I'm just going to name her Leona. That was her new name, Sonia, formerly Leona now, and she looked completely different. She was no longer, well, she was still kind of just, I don't know. She was something. I don't really know how to explain it. She was just there. And so finally, we have Sophia, who there's really no story behind it. I just decided to change her name back to Sonia because I really missed the name, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can have a really cute nickname for Sonia. It'd be so cute. Um, yeah, that's basically her. Yeah, you thought it was gonna be a whole story, right? A whole, long-winded story of how Aiko became Sonia and all that stuff, but no, it really wasn't. I was just gonna have a hook so that people can click on this video. Did it work? No? Okay, never mind. But please don't go. There's more to this video. There's actual like art in this video. I know, crazy. This is my first genuine art video on this account, on this channel. So please stay. I would appreciate it if you would stay and check out my art and see how you like it. So yeah, please enjoy. So for her design, honestly, it was giving very much emo. I actually not drew. I created her in Royal High. This is kind of what jump started this whole video idea. Like, kind of, I shout out to my friend. She was actually the one that kind of gave me the idea to make a video because she just told me to draw her, but then I was like, what if I made a video about this? This would be so cool. Oh my god. Also, if you're wondering what the Royal High version of her looked like, this is what she looked like. So yeah, don't ask questions, it's right here. So anyways, for the clothing, I honestly was going through a lot of photos on Pinterest. I ended up deciding on, referencing from these ones. They're on the screen right now. I actually saw this one. It was like, oh my gosh, it looks just like Aiko. Oh my goodness. And I said to my friend and everything, and she was like, yeah, that looks just like her. It was just the choker that really, sold it to me. But anyways, the Converse, they really had me struggling because I was like, how many holes do Converse have? Like, down to every single detail I wanted to have. I mean, eventually I think I kind of got lazy, so, there's that. But the Converse, definitely, I was just trying to figure out how many holes they had for the laces. You know how complicated those are. You're gonna see in a few seconds, when I start putting in the colors. And up until this point, I'm like deciding on, or like coming up with different color schemes for her outfit or whatever. And I have three versions of them. So we have this one, and this one. And so I asked my friend which one was the best one, and she went with this one. Now that we have our design, we're working on one of the main pieces in this video that I've done to kind of just, give the character's personality. I didn't draw like any other like doodles. Okay, actually, I'm gonna say there is another character in this video. I forgot to mention, but we're not gonna get into him in this video, um, simply because I want to do a part two. And you will see him in this video, but you won't see his you know the sheet that he has for his character. Anyways, we're gonna talk about the speed paint you see on the screen. Honestly, I was really like struggling with the pose. Like, I generally didn't know what to do, and you can see me struggling. It's kind of embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know why. It's kind of embarrassing. Um, so yeah, this one is actually a failed attempt pose that I did. So yeah, if you got attached to this pose, don't, because it's gonna disappear in a few seconds. So you'll just see that I'm actually trying to work it out, like genuinely work it out, because I did line art and everything, and then I was like, nah, this ain't it. So I just like. But anyways, chibi time. Honestly, I find it really cute. I really love how the little chibi turned out. I rarely draw chibis, to be honest. They're just not. I mean, they're kind of my thing, but like, I feel like I always draw them wrong. Like, somehow they look weird. But in this one, she looks cute, so I'm not mad at it. Finally, you see the point where I give up on this pose. It's coming soon. I completely just deleted it, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna just do a new pose. Yeah, there it is. Honestly, I think this is the one that was. Yeah, this is definitely the one that I chose. That I ended up going with. Um, I'm still not like fully happy about it. Like, I don't know why. Like, I had a pose in mind, but like I just could not execute it well. I don't know what happened. Like, my brain was just not braining at the moment as of this speed paint. Like, you can see the many like different stages I had before I decided to go with this one, the current one you're looking at. So also, I never mentioned that one image with the girl and like the long eyelashes and purple hair. That's where I got the lipstick from, like the lip color from. I honestly really liked it. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so cool. Oh my goodness. And yeah, I was gonna use it. Oh wow, we actually have a lot of footage of this. This is good. Okay, I want to actually talk about her character. I kind of like her new redesign. Like, I kind of don't want to like make a whole story about these two characters, her and then the other guy, because I have another story I want to work on, which is with the current Sonia in it, because yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna talk about her. Imagine her hair, it is naturally curly, but I feel like she was like, yeah, I'm gonna be so cool, and I'm gonna flat iron my hair, and I'm gonna dye my hair pink. Yeah, it's not natural. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry to disappoint. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, I imagine she dyed her hair and everything, and she flat ironed it, and it's become fried. But it's fine. It's for the vibes, for the vibes. Oh my god. To be honest, I think she just likes, like everything about like the emo like scene sort of vibe, like the clothing and like the makeup and stuff like that. She's not like necessarily like everything's so bad. I hate everything. you know. That being said, she kind of gives off tsundere vibes. I don't know what other word to use for, this sort of vibe. Like, I think she's always been like that though. Like, even when her, inception, she's always been that sort of tsundere type of person. Um, and that's like sort of the vibe. Like, I'll get more into their like sort of relationship, like her and the other guy that I'm gonna draw later. Aside from that, she's like a very like independent and like strong-willed person. Like, I feel like in some cases she's a bit like, insecure, but that's like teenage stuff. Mind you, these characters are in high school, so, one of the things I think she likes, or I know she likes, is DC Comics. Um, I think she mirrored her sort of vibe, as in like color scheme, mainly the hair, based off of Starfire. It's not like necessarily red, but it's pink, because I feel like she likes the color pink. Um, she likes Starfire and Nightwing and stuff like that. Towards the end of this, I decided I would give her like a last name, because for the longest time, I never gave her a last name. So I was looking up some last names, and in the process, I also gave her like a middle name. So, you know, her full name will be Aiko Irene Moore. I feel like the name Aiko itself is not her actual name. Oh my god, I'm falling back into my roots again. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of like the name she likes, so she wants to kind of go by that name. I really don't know what her like full name, like her real name would be. I only came up with her middle name and last name. Moving right along, we're actually going on to the second piece in this video, which is an animation. This is where you'll see the other character that I'm talking about in. Um, but again, I won't be delving into his character at all in the slightest, because it's all about her in this video. It's all about you, girl, on the 16th birthday. Sorry about that. Anyways, let's get back to the speed paint. Honestly, I was really struggling because I wanted to have a certain angle, like the view of her is her, looking up, and we're in a bird's eye view because the person I'm drawing is taller than her, obviously. But I don't think it really portrayed that well. I don't know, I'm not that good at perspective. Oh, I'm not that good at perspective. Not gonna lie, I don't have anything else to say, so I'm just gonna, let y'all enjoy this for a little bit. Finally, you get to see the second person featured in this animation that I'm making, and I guess you can kind of see like their dynamic based off his face. I'm not gonna go into much detail about him. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But what I will do is talk about other stuff. Actually, yeah, I do have something to say. Aphmau. Okay, that actually didn't make sense, but let me explain. I blame her for whatever story I came up with originally for her and the other guy. If you're an Aphmau fan, you know like the whole Phoenix Drop High sort of thing. You know how Aaron and Aphmau, met each other and fell in love with each other. Low-key, we're not going to talk about the whole Phoenix Drop High sort of, you know, relationship thing. But anyways, you know how they met in like a game, or not like they met in a game, they were playing the game together and then they realized that they were playing with each other. That's kind of their sort of vibe, or like their story that they had. So it's not like they didn't know who they were. They used to play online with each other, and then they were like, oh, what's high school you're going to? And they found out they were going to the same high school, and they were like, oh yeah, we'll totally meet up and, be friends or whatnot. That's basically where I got the idea from. I blame Aphmau for that. Also, she was the reason with the whole, werewolf furry thing. We don't talk about that. But in all honesty, I kind of mess with the ears. I really just I kind of miss it, you know. I like drawing my characters like that, so there's nothing against furries or like, you know, the I don't know what you would call them, like the characters that just have ears and like tail. Like I don't know what you call those characters. I really don't remember, but I still draw them. So honestly, there's nothing against them. So I just I blame Aphmau for the whole the whole 9 yards of everything that I created. Honestly, her, you know, my street roleplay kind of inspired me to make, you know, my own story. I haven't really I've been making stuff like centered around it. That being said, I haven't posted it because I'm not entirely like confident in it, you know. I really want to get to the point where I want to start, you know, posting about, you know, my story and just like the characters and whatnot. But honestly, I, you know, Afmo, despite like, you know, like all the other stuff, I honestly, I feel inspired by her in her little My Street thing. I think it's just very silly and it's kind of like the vibe I want for my story that I have. So, yeah. Speaking of which, did y'all see the Mermaid Tales video that she uploaded? Honestly, Loki, I actually didn't watch the seasons before that, but I'm kind of getting into it. I'm gonna watch the other seasons because I saw that video. I was like, "Ooh, girl, you're eating! Oh my god!" I unfortunately forgot to add other, you know, footage that I had of the speed paints for the other pieces of the animation, so I apologize. This video is getting very long, but please enjoy the speed paint and all the other parts of this video. Please. Also, I didn't mention this before I started this, but I am doing the 7 minutes in heaven animation meme. So yeah. So while I was doing this, I actually ended up deleting the hair, so I had to redo it again. I really don't remember how I did that, but I feel like this version, the other version that I'm doing right now, turned out better than the other one, so I guess it was for a reason. Here is another part of the animation that I'm doing. The last part, I don't know if I was contemplating whether or not I wanted to do this because I was like, I only need 2 parts, it's fine. But I felt like just adding this in, I felt like it gave them more character. As of recording this, I am starting school, so after this video, I don't think I'll be uploading as much like I ever really uploaded. But yeah, you probably won't be seeing part 2 of this for a while because I'm starting school. Yippee! Originally, I was going to have the neck and head be a separate piece, but then I decided on not doing it because of the way that they were supposed to be interacting, like her hand was supposed to be interacting with his face, but I don't know, I didn't know how to make it look like that because then I had the front piece and the back piece or whatever. So, I don't know. I just decided against it. I was like, okay, it would just make this easier for me. Same with the other, for her part. Like, I had the arm and the sleeve separate, and also the torso, because I thought I was going to do that. And again, it ended up not happening, so yeah. So now we have all our pieces together for the animation. In the next few seconds, I'm going to show you the beginning of making the animation. I'm only showing you this clip because I just wanted to let you know that this was really just not easy. Like, this is actually like from some footage from like when I first started the animation, and I ended up having to make another copy and fixing it. Like, I don't know what happened. It was all because of the face. It wasn't like syncing with like the head bobbing, and I genuinely don't know what happened, and it ruined the whole thing. So I had to like make a new copy of it and then start over with the animation. I think that version came out better, but it was just really hard. But I'm just showing you this just to let you know that, yeah, if you think tweening is easy, it's really not. I started recording footage for, this is a new copy of it, but this is for the other character that I'm doing, just because I didn't record for Aiko, because I was really trying to concentrate. Like, I was locked in. I mean, in this one I was really locked in, but like for her I just didn't want to mess it up, so I didn't record for her, but for him I did record. Honestly, this one was pretty straightforward. I feel like it was a little bit easier, but obviously, like, there were certain parts where I needed the pieces to be separate so that they can do their own thing. I don't know if there's a way to do it like in the app itself, like have like separate the pieces in the app, but I just separated them in Procreate, so yeah. I don't know if there's an easier way to do it because I basically just, did the keybind, method and added the easing, and I I was mainly just doing that just to make the hair like go out and, swing so that it looks like he's interacting, the way his head bobs and then the hair is moving as well. And then later on you'll see I make it into a folder and then have it, you know, moving with the hair and like the head and whatnot. I don't know if there's an easier way. I think I saw a video where it was like showing it, and like there was like it showed something. I don't know what it was, but I could be wrong. So yeah. Honestly, I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about when I was explaining that. I was like, the key bindings and the easing and you know, I hope you know what I'm talking about. If you use a light motion, I think you know what I'm talking about. I feel like a lot of people who do tweening animations know what I'm talking about. I honestly had a lot of fun doing this, revitalizing my characters. It was just really fun. Obviously there's gonna be more, but I kind of miss the character. I love her. She's adorable, and so yeah, I just wanted to do this video, for fun. And of course, I can't leave you hanging without seeing the final result of the animation, so without further ado, so that's all the art you'll see in this video today. If you like it, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe. It would mean a lot. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye!